Dear Technische Universität Hamburg, where do I even begin? I will try to contain my despair as I recount the tale of my wretched experience within your walls. As I stepped onto your campus, I was immediately struck by the lackluster atmosphere. The buildings seemed to sag under the weight of bureaucratic inefficiency, and the air was thick with the scent of disappointment. It was as if the very essence of hope had been extinguished, leaving only a lingering sense of despondency. I soon discovered that the registration process was a labyrinthine nightmare, a never-ending cycle of frustration and despair. The employees, or should I say, the gatekeepers of despair, seemed to take great pleasure in hindering my progress at every turn. My documents, meticulously prepared and presented, were deemed inadequate, only to be later confirmed as genuine after an interminable dance of bureaucratic red tape. But alas, this was only the beginning. The online portal, a supposed bastion of convenience, was a joke, a cruel and heartless joke. It was as if the designers had conspired to create an user experience that would drive even the most patient of souls to the brink of madness. Technical issues and poor communication were the norm, leaving me feeling like a tiny, insignificant cog in a machine that had long since broken down. And then there were the courses. Oh, the courses. Overcrowded and poorly organized, they resembled a chaotic free-for-all, with professors who seemed more interested in pontificating than imparting knowledge. The lectures were dry, lacking the spark of inspiration that should ignite the minds of eager students. I felt like a mere spectator, a passive observer in a world that was rapidly losing its sense of purpose. But I digress. The housing situation, oh dear heavens, the housing situation was a travesty. Expensive and difficult to find, it was as if the university had deliberately set out to make students suffer. Theoretical concepts, lacking in practical application, left me feeling like a mere pawn in a game of academic roulette. And let us not forget the language barrier, a seemingly insurmountable hurdle that threatened to derail my entire academic journey. Despite some courses being offered in English, the sheer complexity of the language, combined with the professor's inability to communicate effectively, left me feeling like a struggling swimmer, drowning in a sea of confusion. The international office, touted as a beacon of support, was in reality a hollow shell devoid of empathy or understanding. Requests were met with a deafening silence, leaving me to navigate the treacherous waters of academic bureaucracy alone and unaided. The facilities, a testament to the university's apparent disregard for the well-being of its students, were outdated and in dire need of renovation. It was as if the administration had deliberately chosen to ignore the pleas of its students, leaving us to suffer in squalid conditions that would have been deemed unacceptable in even the most basic of institutions. And finally, the social life, or rather the lack thereof. The campus, a supposed hub of activity, was a desolate wasteland, devoid of the vibrancy and energy that should characterize a place of learning. It was as if the students had been reduced to mere shadows, haunting the empty corridors, searching for a sense of belonging that seemed forever elusive. As I sit here, reflecting on my experiences, I am overcome with a sense of profound sadness. It is a melancholy that stems not from disappointment, but from the crushing realization that an institution, once touted as a beacon of hope and learning, had become a mere shell of its former self. O Technische Universität Hamburg, how the mighty have fallen. You who once promised so much have delivered so little. I can only hope that in the future...
I am looking into crimes near Technische Universität Hamburg. And you know, it is just so sad because I really love that area. But I have to warn you about some bad businesses that might try to scam you. So first of all, there was this Turkish supermarket in Harburg, which is like, really close to Technische Universität Hamburg. And oh my god, the authorities found out that they were operating with illegal structural changes in the building and serious fire safety violations. Can you believe that? They didn't even care about their customers' safety. And to make it worse, the butcher section had major hygiene issues and all the meat had to be destroyed. I mean, if I were a tourist, I would definitely go to a supermarket like that because it looks normal, you know. But like, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? And these people, they just tried to cover it up by telling customers that it was closed for renovation. So I predict that some tourists might have bought unsafe meat or baked goods without even knowing it. And oh, the thought of it just makes me so sad. But you know that's not all. The same supermarket tried to reopen despite the closure order, and oh, the owner was like, no, we didn't do anything wrong. But like the authorities were all, no, you did, and we were going to shut you down again. And yeah, they sealed the doors so no one could go in anymore. I think if I were a tourist, I would be so upset if I found out that I had been to a place like that. You know, it's just not right. And like, who knows what could have happened if the authorities hadn't caught them. Maybe some people could have gotten sick or something. It's just like so scary.
The businesses near Technische Universität Hamburg paint a picture of disappointment, frustration, and outright neglect. This is not an area where quality or customer care thrives. Instead, it is a zone where corners are cut, standards are ignored, and visitors are often treated as inconveniences rather than valued guests. Let us begin with shopping centres. The Phoenix Centre stands as a monument to poor management. Visitors are charged for basic necessities like toilet access, a practice that feels more like exploitation than convenience. The air conditioning fails to function properly, making the environment unbearable. But the real concern is safety. Multiple reviews mention theft, aggressive crowds, and even physical altercations. The atmosphere is described as tense, unwelcoming, and at times outright hostile. If you value your wallet and peace of mind, this is not the place to linger. Restaurants in the area follow the same pattern of mediocrity. Hansekai, an establishment that should offer a pleasant dining experience, instead delivers overpriced disappointment. Portions are laughably small for the price, with one diner noting their hand was larger than the schnitzel they received. Food quality is inconsistent. Some dishes arrive oversalted, others completely unseasoned. Delivery orders take hours, arriving cold and inedible. The real insult: hidden charges like mandatory dips for fries that are not clearly stated up front. This is not a place where value or honesty is prioritized. Nightlife near Technische Universität Hamburg is equally underwhelming. Logo Hamburg, a venue for concerts and events, fails in basic crowd control and safety. Security ignores violent incidents, dismissing complaints with indifference. The sound system is poorly balanced, overwhelming for the space, and the layout makes viewing performances nearly impossible for many attendees. Even worse, artists with differing political views are abruptly cancelled, raising questions about the venue's commitment to free expression. If you attend an event here, expect chaos, not enjoyment. The Hanseviertel, once a respectable shopping area, has fallen into decline. Toilets are filthy, often lacking basic supplies like soap or paper. Some visitors report being denied restroom access altogether. The atmosphere is unwelcoming, with an increasing number of empty storefronts. What remains feels neglected, a shadow of what it once was. Even educational institutions fail to meet expectations. Speakeasy Hamburg, a language school, treats students with cold indifference. Staff members are rude, and exam grading appears arbitrary, with some students suspecting favoritism. Refund policies are unclear, leaving learners frustrated and financially strained. This is not an environment that fosters growth or confidence, so what does this mean for travelers? The businesses near Technische Universität Hamburg are not places where you will find exceptional service, fair pricing, or even basic respect. They are establishments where you must keep your guard up, where disappointment is more likely than satisfaction.